Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed the cardiovascular block, and this video is just going to give you a quick introduction to the respiratory block. In this short presentation, I'll just go through the major points of the block, the tutorial outline, and then remind you that we will be doing a debrief for the cardiovascular block. The respiratory block is one of the shorter ones. It's only 2 weeks and it's in the first couple of weeks of May. There'll only be one spacewalk, so you'll be able to walk through the materials at your own pace. I'm sure you're aware that the Meet an Expert session was held on Monday the 17th of April, and the recording is available for you to have another listen to if you would like. However, I'm really delighted that Professor Bruce Thompson has agreed to come back on Monday the 8th of May to have a fireside chat with us, where he'll talk about his career and answer your questions about career options and pathways in medicine. And just to remind you that the link to this video will remain on the homepage for the respiratory block. During this block, we'll be continuing our LEGO Build to Launch journey, and in the tutorial we'll discuss the thought-based activities from the first module, and you should watch the Module 2 videos prior to the next block. Just to remind you that there is more information about the modules available via the Build to Launch tiles and the Build to Launch section of the Canvas site. As usual, there's some preparation required for the tutorial, and that includes people being allocated to present a recap of the cardiovascular block spacewalk, and you will find those names on the Canvas page. So please have a look at what you need to do and come along ready to participate in discussion. On the assessment front, just another reminder about the group video assignment, which is due to be submitted no later than Sunday the 4th of June, and about the reflections for your e-portfolio. The first to support your final written report, and also the spin-off reflection to support your final e-portfolio reflective piece. On the home page, it's pretty much the usual layout, and the to-do list has the tasks for this block, many of which I have already mentioned, and then the key dates. For the inspiration and extension, the inspiration this time is about wake-up calls, what kind of wake-up call you would like if Mission Control called you to start off your day, and the extension resources, which do remain the same from block to block. With the spacewalk, once again, the usual layout for this. The learning objectives are all there. We have a variety of topics included in the respiratory block, all of which are very interesting. The Explore section has the learning resources, which are laid out in a number of accordions, as is customary. The first section gives an expert overview of respiratory health in space. The second section looks at lunar dust, which is definitely a toxic hazard for astronauts. The third, respiratory research in space. Next, spacewalks and spacesuits. And finally, looking at depressurization and decompression sickness, which links back to spacesuits and spacewalks, but I'll let you look into why that's the case. We have some discussion points, which have 3 points specific to the block, and then the usual 3 general points. For the review section, we have a respiratory crossword, and we also have an optional activity which is on preventing decompression sickness in spacewalks. And if you'd like to work through that, then we'll be providing the model answers during the gastrointestinal block. And we also have the usual extra resources list, which is tailored for this particular block. With the LEGO Build to Launch Module 2, as usual, there's a nice little slideshow for the videos which are included in this module, and then also details about the thought-based activities, which will be discussed in normal tutorials, and the design-based activities, which will be discussed in special tutorials in the second half of the year. Just a reminder about spin-offs, to do your spin-off reflection, and that we have the spin-off page which has loads of helpful resources for you. With the small group discussion, the first group of discussion topics relate to high altitude situations, thinking about pressure and air density, and also thinking about spacesuits. And there's a Padlet available for you to work on if you would like to. The second set of discussion topics relates back to the LEGO Build to Launch series and is essentially about moving objects and transporting objects and how we plan to do that. And the third and final set of discussion topics once again come from the LEGO Build to Launch, and in this we're thinking about autonomous vehicles like the ones that get sent to explore the Moon and Mars, and also thinking about teamwork, how people in all sorts of different specializations work together to bring a project to fruition, and why it's really important to have effective teamwork. Finally, we'll just have a few minutes to do the debrief about the cardiovascular mission. If there's anything you would like to share about what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy quite so much, and what you think might be improved, and any general questions. Thank you very much. See you soon.